As we walk down the trail, there's three kinds of ferns that we're seeing. The most prominent is the wood fern. It has that kind of typical fern shape. If you turn the frond over, on some of the little leaflets, you can see the spore sacs, the sori, little circular sori. Another one, growing right out of the rocks, is polypody, which means many feet. And the third fern here in Rock City is the least conspicuous. It's got a triangular shape, not very large. And it's called goldenback fern. And if you gently turn it over, you can see how it got its name. All the little sori are in the underside of the frond. And if you carefully bend down and place the frond on your pants, it helps if it's dark colored, slap the frond, have a nice little spore print of that goldenback fern. Doesn't really hurt the fern, providing you don't pull it out, and you'll be spreading around thousands and thousands of spores the rest of the day.
As we head down the trail, we spot another fern, delicate and bright green with black stems.
It's called maidenhair fern. Supposedly, it got its name because the stalks were used to make a black dye that the Indian women, when they were in mourning, would use.
A brown flower that grows here has a lot of different names: mission bells, chocolate lily, or checker lily. It's an early bloomer.
And it's easy to miss because once it blooms, the flower is really kind of camouflaged. It's a mottled yellowish brown. And what in the world would pollinate that? Well, if you bend close and take a whiff, you'll figure it out. It's pollinated by flies and by gnats. The smell, the kind of off smell, is a mechanism by the plant to attract those pollinators. And actually, that's not a bad strategy for an early bloomer. It's pretty chilly, and what are the first insects out? Flies. So oftentimes, the very earliest bloomers are fly pollinated.
In early spring, you might also spot a plant called Indian warrior.
Passing by, you say, oh, that's a beautiful flower. But you'd be wrong, because what you're looking at, what's got the pretty dark red, purplish color, isn't a flower at all.
What you're looking at, the colorful portion of the plant, are modified leaves called bracts.
And the story on Mount Diablo here is every place on Mount Diablo an Indian fell in battle. An Indian warrior flower popped up.
The trail we're on, the Summit Trail, wraps around the base of Sentinel Rock and then, in 10 minutes or so, up to the eastern edge of Live Oak Campground. Stop at any of the campground's picnic tables to learn about the history of Dan Cook Canyon.